If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. The superior man is distressed at the limitations of his ability. He is not distressed by the fact that men do not recognize the ability that he has. To be wronged is nothing, unless you continue to remember it. Worry not that no one knows you, seek to be worth knowing. I slept and dreamt life is beauty. I woke and found life is duty. Think of tomorrow, the past can't be mended. Respect yourself, and others will respect you. A gentleman should ashamed should his deeds not match his words. When it is obvious that the goal cannot be reached, don't adjust. The goals adjust the action steps. By nature, men are nearly alike by practice. They get to be wide apart. The essence of knowledge is having it, to use it. Fine words and an insinuating appearance are seldom associated with true virtue. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon and stars. Study the past if you would find the future. Never contract friendship with a man that is no better than thyself. Learning without thought is laborious. Thought without learning is perilous. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Those who cannot forgive others break the bridge over which they themselves must pass. The superior man thinks always of virtue. The common man thinks of comfort. Learn as if you were not reaching your goal and as though you were scared of missing it. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. Only the wisest and the stupidest of men never change. The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterwards speaks, according to his actions. Those who know the truth are not equal those who love it. The man who says "how can" and the man he says he cannot are both correct. Your life is what your thoughts make it. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who doesn't ask is a fool for life. When you see a good person, think of becoming like her, him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. All people are the same, only their habits different. Learn it wisely, question it repeatedly, analyze it carefully. Then put what you have learned into practice intelligently. Success depends on previous preparation, and without preparation there is sure to be failure. The superior man does not even for the space of a single meal act contrary to virtue. In moments all-faced, he cleaves to it. In season of danger, he cleaves to it. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Go before the people with your example, and be laborious in their affairs. The journey with 10,000 miles begins with one step. An oppressive government is more to be feared than a tiger. Choose a job to love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. looking at small advantages, prevent great affairs from being accomplished. The superior man makes the difficulty to be overcome his first interest. Success only comes later. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. Education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. When we see person of worth, Westhold think equaling them. When we see person of a contrary character, we should turn inward and examine ourselves. A superior man is modest in speech, but exceeds in his actions. They must often change. Who would remain constant in happiness and wisdom? Be strict with yourself, but least, reproachful of others, and complaint is kept afar. When anger rises, think of consequences. If you think in term of a year, plant a seed. If in term of 10 years, plant trees. And if term of 100 years, teach the people. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. To see what is right and not to do it is want of courage or of principle. The object of the superior man is truth. When you have faults, do not fear to abandon them. If we don't know life, how can we know death? The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. I want you to be everything that you, deep at the center of your being. Roads were made for journey, no destination. No matter how busy you make think, you must find time for reading or surrender yourself to self_choose in ignorance. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. There are 3 methods to gaining wisdom. The first is a reflection, which is the highest. The second is a limitation, which is easiest. The third is experience, which is the bitterest. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. Death and life had their determinate appointments, riches and honor depends upon heaven. Everything has beauty, but not every one sees it. The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and the world at large. Without feeling of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? You cannot open a book without learning something. When a person should be spoken with and you don't speak with them, you lose them. When a person shouldn't be spoken with and you speak to them, you waste your breath. The wise do not lose people, nor do they waste their breath. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig to graves. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Give a bowl of rice to a man, and you will feed him for a day. Teach him how to grow his own rice, and you will save his life. One joy dispels 100 cares. Study the past if you would divine the future. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof. when your own doorstep is unclean. A lion chased me up a tree, and I greatly enjoy the view from the top. Be not ashamed of mistakes, thus make them crimes. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. A person who chases to rabbit sketches neither. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the three universally recognized qualities of man. Forget injuries, never forget kindness. Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. Good people strengthen themselves vastly. If you look into your own heart and you find nothing wrong there, what is there to worry about? What is there to fear? To see the right and not to do its cowardice. Act with kindness, but do not expect gratitude. Better a diamond with a flaw than April without. A man who moves a mountain binds be carrying away small stones. An intelligent person avoids three things in life. First of all, they avoid unnecessary expenses. Second, they are not dependent on others. And third, they are not irresponsible.